Let's just hope that everything's gonna be fine. And if not, I'll just reconnect. 3, 2, 1! Play the future! FBI, я не понимаю русский. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is Yasuo. That's him against his brother. Oh my goodness, that's actually their fight.
For what you have done. Yone, turn back. You have dishonored us. You swore to protect him. You swore to protect Ionia. Look around you, brother. Your honor stains the ground. Better than living without it.
This is so intense. Oh my goodness. I recognize some lines from Legends of Runeterra too. Uh-oh. Whoosh. That wind. Whoa, he landed like a cat. Okay.
I'm sorry, brother. I will not fail you again.
The mood here. The rain, the wind. It's so intense. It fits the mood so well. The occasion, I mean. Oh, he must have had a flashback. He has some sort of PTSD. Kind of feel bad for Yasuo. Wow, this is a lot more CGI than the beginning.
Opa. I didn't mean it.
It's all right. Ah, the spirits wait for no one.
No, I'm not.
Looking to commune? Why else would the great Yasuo come? But are you ready?
I guess you recognize Yasuo?
I'll never make it up there in time.
True, the road is long. Perhaps my own temple can still provide a way.
Nice
The
earrings.
choice is yours.
I love that the cinematic is so long. I feel like I'm watching a movie.
It's taken years for the spirit blossoms to return.
Look at this
If the
neon
land
blue.
is ready to heal, perhaps you are as well.
And this is the way? Old men, flowers, and hope.
Maybe hope is enough.
Maybe.
The colors of the Spirit Blossom
Immerse
event.
yourself in the river Whaley. Let the waters cleanse you.
Okay.
Let
Okay.
the currents take this burden you carry.
Is this rated R? No.
Remember who you have lost.
Let me go, Yone! I was winning! Did you see me take out that big one?
I saw you dishonor yourself.
You fight?
When I have to, not when I want to.
You don't have anything to prove.
I like this switch between, you know, like the
There's
anime
always another
drawing
fight,
and
Yasuo.
then the
Finding it proves nothing.
3D kind of more of a CGI movement.
Your place is here. With Elder Suma. He trained me for this. I can help end this war. Your duty is to this school. To your master. To Ionia. Then I should be out there protecting her. I won't fail you, Yone. It seems I have already failed you.
Why do siblings just have to, like, fight all the time? I don't understand. Can you imagine also being Yone and seeing your brother, like, overtake you in terms of skill?
Drink this. It will help forge a bond between our realms.
Oh, don't drink it. Don't drink. That looks...
A drink rarely gets me out of trouble.
Sometimes we must go looking for our demons.
Oh, no, 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 no. You don't drink that, especially after he said that. And he drank it. What else did we expect?
And sometimes they find us.
I knew this grandpa was, Ooh.
Show yourself.
There he is.
I'm not here for you.
Who are you here for? Oh,
Killing me does nothing, Hunter. If he lives, I will return.
So Yasuo thinks that he needs to protect that grandpa that just literally gave him the drink of death. Ew. Ew!
Disappointment. And your honor from you.
Better than living without it.
Oh!
I'm no murderer. Then why are you running?
So he recognized the spirit as his brother.
I'm done running.
So they are fighting together now? Whoa! Nice. I love the special effects. The water, the wind. There goes the ult. Ooh, okay. Okay.
Have your revenge, brother. You might deserve death, but not by my hand. Then there is nothing left for me in Ionia. Even the wind has a path, brother. Farewell, Yone. May the spirit of Ionia guide you.
It's not over. It's not over.
It's easier looking back, isn't it?
Before we get further, let me just say I loved the ending there Because I was wondering, how is their interaction going to be? How are they going to face each other? What's it going to be like? Like, is there going to be redemption? What's going to happen? And I think there's definitely redemption, but the way that it happens is before he even died, you know, Yasuo tells him, I'm no murderer, you know? And then, what are you running from, right? The question was, and Yasuo didn't really get to really answer that, right? And then finally, now that they have encountered each other after his brother's death in the spirit realm, whatever, he says, I'm done running. And he answers the question. And they fight together to defeat something evil together, right? And so from this point on, I feel like the relationship between them in terms of lore will change drastically. You know, I feel like the way Yasuo would feel now about himself. And I'm not saying that he now doesn't have any guilt for killing his brother, because I think that's always going to be with him. It's something that he will have to deal with for the rest of his life. But it's something that, like, there is a bit of a closure to. And I think that's great. So I will probably share more thoughts about it as I think about it more, probably watch it again. But yeah, let's keep going. What's going on here?
The trick is seeing what lies ahead.
From what I hear, most likely thieves, beasts, and drink.
Who is this lady?
It is a lawless place where you can decide your own fate. Besides, we're both looking for something, aren't
She
we?
came in a little too close.
And you think
Keep
we'll
the distance,
find it in
lady.
Billswater?
6 feet apart.
I think we'll find many things.
Oh. It's Ari? Atone, August 6th. We watched what we wanted to watch, and I am so glad that we watched it together. Honestly, I loved that so much. It was epic. First of all, it was beautiful. Secondly, there was a long story. It was so long. It was long. Like, it was long. I don't know. I feel like that was more than I expected. I expected, like, these 2 minutes of, like, I don't know, seeing, like, Yone's back or something, you know, as it usually is. But instead, it was, like, what, 10 minutes? More than that? I'm not sure. Like, a whole narrative which develops Yasuo's character, Yasuo's lore, and not just introduces his brother, but, like, integrates him into the story so well. I feel like I would have to think about it, you know, longer, just to kind of think about how now his story works, how now, you know, his narrative is going to continue. If he's like, now I have nothing to do in Ionia, right? Then that means, is he going to visit Shurima? Is he going to visit Talia? Is he going to, I don't know, you know? Some interesting developments ahead of us. And yes, animation was great. I loved it too. His abilities are on Skin Spotlight. Oh my goodness. Now we have to go check those out. Passive. Well, let me just read this. Passive. Way of the Thunder. Yone uses 2 blades, causing every second attack to deal more magic damage. His critical strike chance is also doubled by his critical strikes deal... also doubled. But his critical strikes deal reduced damage. Okay. He's just hacking away at Zed. In game, he looks all right, I'd say. Maybe because of the pauldron, Yasuo looks buffer. More, is that a word? More buff than him. Q, Mortal Steel. Yone thrusts forward, dealing physical damage to opponents. On hit, he gains a stack. At 2 stacks, Yone can dash forward with a wave that makes enemies airborne. Well, doesn't that sound like somebody else? Okay. Well, it looks a little different from, you know, what Yasuo does. He actually moves with the wind. Okay, W. Why is Nunu there? Leave Nunu alone. Spirit Cleave. Yone cleaves forward in a massive arc, dealing a portion of the target's maximum health. After successfully hitting an enemy, Yone also gains a temporary shield. The shield's power increases per champion struck. I feel like he's gonna be my first melee champion that I'm actually really gonna try to learn. E. Ooh, this looks pretty cool. Soul Unbound. Yone can enter his spirit form, gaining movement speed and leaving his body behind. When Yone's spirit form... But his body is still there, right? Okay. When Yone's spirit form expires, he'll snap back into his body and deal a percentage of all the damage he dealt while in spirit form. So, does he become untargetable when he is in this form? Ooh, okay. They feel the need for me to see it 3 times. Okay, the ult. The ult. Fate sealed. Yone strikes all enemies in his path, blinking behind the last enemy hit and knocking everyone airborne towards him. That's some good CC right there. AoE, everything together. Let's watch it. Ooh. Okay, let's see it again. Okay. Okay. I don't care, guys. I'm gonna get this skin. I didn't get this pass for nothing. I'm gonna get this skin. One thing I can say is definitely from what I'm seeing, he is not my regular playstyle. Definitely not. Definitely not Heimerdinger or Lysandra. Obviously, there are some elements of Yasuo, of course, with the wind and everything. But then also with the dashing and stuff. I feel like a little bit something about like a little bit of Irelia. The ult though. The ult is pretty nice. I am really gonna have to like learn the game a little bit all over again with this kind of champ just because the style is so different. Live read-through, let's go. Lilia's story and Yone's stuff are on the universe. What is this? What are all these reveals? I think I'm not playing today or something. Today is not meant to be a gameplay. The page here. Yeah, what I was saying was nobody cares about this. The Garden of Dreaming. Nobody cares. And I said it, yes. Here we are, Yone! The unforgotten assassin. Ionia. Okay, whatever. They look at me and see only the mask. I look at them and see only their fears. Yone. He must have thought a long time before making up this catchy quote. Here's his biography. A sword without a sheath. We read this, and I posted a video about this, so you guys can watch it if you haven't seen it. It's Explore the Lore Yasuo. So actually, the only new thing here is his biography, so I think we can actually read it. We can read it now. It shouldn't be too long. Yone the Unforgotten. In life, Yone adhered to a strict code of honor and duty. Even as a child, his love for his family led him to assume the mantle of protector, motivated in no small way by the loss of his father. This was in stark contrast to his half-brother, Yasuo, who was brash and reckless, where Yone was patient and disciplined. So upon his father's death, Yone assumes the responsibility. I guess he becomes the father figure in his family. Still, the two were inseparable, and when Yone began his studies at the renowned sword school near the village, Yasuo followed. As they trained, Yone was often forced to temper his younger brother's impulsiveness. However, when Yasuo refused the personal tutelage of Elder Soma, master of the legendary wind technique, Yone gifted him a maple seed, a symbol of humility, as a sign of his support and encouragement. Yone was proud of his brother, but he had doubts about the wise master's judgment, fearing that Yasuo's impulsive nature would make him a poor student. But Elder Soma was well respected and did not make careless decisions. Putting his concerns aside, Yone continued to practice with dual blades, his prowess quickly earning the respect and admiration of his fellow disciples. Though Yone's skill was unmatched, Yasuo's use of the wind technique made their sparring sessions a sight to behold and a joy to the brothers themselves. Well, at least they enjoyed fighting each other. I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but that joy did not last long. War came to Ionia. Yone, along with many other disciples, left to defend against the approaching Noxian forces, while Yasuo reluctantly stayed behind to protect his master. But one fateful night, Elder Soma was discovered dead, slain by the very wind technique that he taught. When Yone returned, he found that Yasuo had fled. This shook Yone to his core. His fears were proven true. Elder Soma had been wrong. Yone blamed himself. Like I said in my Explore the Lore video, it sounded like Yone was blaming himself. From the stories and from his lines, it sounds like he feels responsible for what happened to Elder Soma. If Yasuo had murdered Soma, Yone had failed to teach him the righteous path. If Yasuo had simply abandoned his post and allowed his master to die, then Yone had failed to instill him with discipline. Either way, Yasuo had already killed several of those who pursued him, and to Yone, their blood stained his own hands as much as his brothers. He tracked Yasuo down. When their swords finally crossed, Yone's steel was unmatched. But Yasuo's mastery of the wind cut his brother down. Death, however, was not the end. When Yone awoke within the spirit realm, the weight of his failure crushed him. His fury flared, and he pounded his fists on the ground in rage. Okay, this is going back to the Spirit Blossom cinematic that was released before that I reacted to. The one where we see him, guided by Ari, which happened to be not kindred, but Ari through the gates, and then he meets with this, the demon thing. And I was saying that it was Yone, and people were saying, this is technically not Yone, this is technically the older brother, and Necrit said so too, and you should read the story called Perennial. And I was like, okay, I get it. Technically, it's not Yone, but it's clearly Yone, older brother. Who else would it be? And here he's pounding his fists, right? That's exactly what he's doing in the cinematic. So I stand with my word. Anyway, keep going. A rumbling laugh pierced his thoughts. He turned and beheld a monstrous humanoid spirit with a blood-red blade. It was a powerful Azakana, a predatory entity that had long stalked Yone from beyond the veil. He drew the spiritual echoes of his blades to his side just in time to block the attack. He once again found himself in a duel where his swordsmanship was unparalleled, but he was overwhelmed by magic. Again, what we saw in the cinematic. Anger consumed him. A lifetime of honor and duty snapped. In one furious moment, Yone wrested the Azakana's blade from it and ran the creature through. The last thing he heard before a new darkness took him was that same rumbling laughter. As he came to, Yone found himself back in the material realm, though it was a grim shadow of what it had been. He struggled to his feet, the spirit realm hazy in his mind, and a blood-red sword in his hand. Upon his head, a mask had coalesced in the form of the Azakana's face. He could not remove it, but he could now see the other Azakana through its eyes. They were not yet true demons, content to feed on negativity before eventually manifesting to devour their hosts. But, as Yone would discover, if an Azakana's name was learned, they could be reduced to inert masks of personified emotion. If an Azakana's name was learned, they could be reduced to inert masks of personified emotion. Even so, he could not tell if or when the Azakana he wore would reawaken to consume him. This kind of sounds like Kane's and Ross' relationship. In life, Yone had worn the mask of protector, brother, and disciple for so long that it had become his identity. But now, in moments of stillness, he swears he can feel the mask shifting upon his face, his own past and unresolved conflict with Yasuo now paling in comparison to this new threat. Yone hunts these insidious creatures in an attempt to understand what he has become, with each name bringing him a step closer to uncovering that of the one whose laughter still haunts him. Nothing else matters. There is only the chase of truth. Da-da-da-da! And this is Yone's bio. So here we have him coming back into reality from the spirit realm, but not as a resurrected person. His body is basically, I don't want to say possessed because he's not really possessed. Like when you're possessed, you are not in control of yourself. But he definitely is. And like, even though this mask is now stuck to his face and he has this Azakana, right? It's still like him. I would say he's back to life, but not kind of, sort of, no. And but yes, but not really. This is my conclusion from reading his biography. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you think about, you know, his biography, who he is and everything. There's going to be more artwork, I'm sure, coming out soon. And yeah, I think this is a pretty cool reveal. Definitely overshadowed Lilia by far. Just like Lilia, everybody just forgot about her now. She's not the popular girl anymore. We have the new kid on the block now.